What's up, everybody? So we're going to be reacting to HOGMOB Ministries, right? They put out the song called "When She Cries." We could only up for interpretation of what that means right now, right? There's so many ways. Is this about a personal situation that's happened? Is this about Mary when she cried when Jesus was being beaten and everything, right? When he was crucified? Are they talking about that? Start to think, and it's like, man, right? Shoot, that had to have been very hard. It had to have been very powerful in that moment, seeing your son beaten and everything, and you're crying, right? Or it can maybe take you to a personal thing when maybe you made your loved one cry and you've messed up really big time, right? Maybe it's that. You just see them going through something and it just hurts you. Or they see you going through something and it hurts them and you're seeing them cry because of it, right? No matter what it is powerful. It's powerful for what it is. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into this video.
I can't imagine how you feel, seeing what you seeing. Your bride becoming such a whore.
You don't see that there's any problem ministering to a poor, sick lady to be appearing in Louis Vuitton and Versace?
We're the ones put her out.
So this might actually be taking a whole different turn than what we just talked about. This is gonna be good. It's gonna be powerful. I could already tell.
Like that. We're the ones manipulating. It's a selfish game.
$10,000 won't get you anywhere but you got that.
Please forgive us, God. It's supposed to be a Christian nation, but it's more pagan. They say they God's congregation, but it's more Satan. See, these pastors greedy for them wages, so it's more begging. If you ain't rich, then you waiting. That's how they gon' take it, yeah. The fix is here for the itching ears. It appears we don't revere what's clear, can't even hear. The truth pierces fierce, before knowledge fear. Death is near, it's a gift, the hemispheres are scared. We dwell in hedonistic layers and don't seem to care. With a henotheistic glare, God won't hear your prayers. We poor, miserable, blind bear, caught in the snare. Look at the sin everywhere, wheat and tears. The cycle just get recycled, it's vital. We keep the Bible, we fight for idols and titles. Survival is looking stifled.
This dude definitely got a nice flow pad. I like it, bro. I like what he's speaking. And he's just talking about like how some of the churches are, right? He's just talking about the hypocrisy and the cycle that just keeps repeating it. It's powerful, bro.
Rival, we be Elijah, we're model, we need revival. We private, we've been through trials, it's final at your revival. Christ gave his life, is it costing you yours? A firm election, where's your fight? Are you making it sure? Question, why will you die? Keep knocking on doors. If you seek, you shall find. Baby, look to the Lord. She cries, do we care? Or even try to repair what hurts her? Or do we just go about our way? The way that we live our lives is so unfair, cause we act like she ain't there. We don't deserve her. I have an obligation to be truthful in this conversation and express the frustration I have with these denominations, making disciples out the nations. Supposed to be our occupation, but hatred.
Right, bro, he's speaking about the churches. Bro, he's speaking to y'all.
And debate causes complications, constant confrontation leaves a stain on the congregation. They forgot the basics, now we're wasting our convocations, quick to call someone who's non-Christian a child of Satan. It's a shame when some churches turn out to be ungodly places. This is unjustified, we the ones who stressing the bride, staining her wedding dress. This isn't corrected with time. Teach the laws of God, rebuking sin, rejection of pride. Time to fight for the church, so I won't lay my weapon aside. I won't apologize if anyone is mad at me for this language, because these things things are part of our reality. The prophets and apostles were martyred, battlefield casualties, made that sacrifice, fighting powers and principalities. The fire's ignited once the truth and the lie have collided. To take the kingdom over by force, you got to be violent. Tell no more idolatry.
Bro, this guy's wordplay is really strong, and just what he's speaking and spitting, bro, is, oh, bro.
Until the false prophets reside inside it, and be the finger of Christ to wipe the tears from her eyelids. Do we care, or even try to repair what hurts her? Or do we just go about our way? The way that we live our lives is so unfair, cause we act like she ain't there. We don't deserve her. Yo, hey, I'm thanking Jesus for teaching me thesis, and speaking of which, he even paid tuition. Gave everyone that he labeled Christian a great commission. Praise the risen, the Holy Spirit enables stable vision and regenerates, cause it's in our nature to hate submission. His grace sufficient, he gives the faithless a trait to listen. Sends
7 though is one of my top lyricists and wordplay, bro. Everything this dude spits is very creative and very skillful, bro. That's all I'm gonna say right now.
out to reel him in. He basically takes us fishing, calls him and he draws him in from every nation, race, and description. He heals the man whose ways is sickening. He's the great physician. He's been raising the stakes ever since the stake was risen. Between we and God is evil flaws. We are causing a great division, and we're involved in a hateful, filthy, and fatal system. I want to be like God till they say I'm guilty of plagiarism. So Jesus, give me the grit to endure the persecution. The church needs to receive the rebuke before the church rebukes them, cause we're the beacon in the night that needs to be bringing the light. So clean us till we're gleaming and bright is the first solution. But our works are unworthy, Lord, we need your solution to wash us. This world and its knowledge just leads to pure confusion. And what is worse than your church pursuing the earth in ruins, instead of serving the king, returning just to birth a new one. And blood stains on the brittle walls of the synagogue. Sin and law conflict, there is enmity between men and God. From Jesus to James, Stephen, Peter, and Paul, the early church was mistreated but wasn't weakened at all. Compared to every generation, we're the weakest of all. Instead of banging, we be changing like a leaf in the fall. Look at our preachers, they compete to keep the sheep in the stall. Sick as Satan, they manipulate the people to ball. In these lazy congregations, they ain't reading it all. So while they're sinning, they're amening. They don't see what they saw. We've sown a curse and we've grown accursed, reaping the same, preaching in vain. That's why we're asleep and we're weakened and chained, and we parading, we ain't even ashamed. Got every reason to panic, the famine's coming, but we eating the grain. Please help your children to rise before we leap to the flame, cause 70 million have died just for speaking your name. Yeah. Oh Mary, don't you weep. Tell Martha not to moan. The church ain't dead, she's just asleep, but the groom is coming home. When she cries, do we care, or even try to repair what hurts her? Or do we just go about our way? The way that we live our lives is so unfair, cause we act like she ain't there. We don't deserve her. When she cries, do we care, or even try to repair what hurts her? Oh no. The way that we live our lives is so unfair, cause we act like she's not even there. Oh.
In a way, he kind of went where I was talking about, but man, he's talking about the bride of Christ, right? Like, man, like, ain't this true? Like, all this hypocrisy and all this, don't we see it like every single day? We see it within our own communities. We see it in our own congregation. We see it at our own churches, right? We see this. It is something that is real. Some of us, we in denial. We ain't want to admit it. But man, I've seen it. I've seen it. I've had people even tell me. I'm just like, I'm sorry, man. Not all Christians are like this. I'm sorry that you ran into the wrong ones. And it's kind of sad to even say that, because it's like, bro, man, you shouldn't even be running into the wrong ones. But I understand, though. I understand. But when she cries, right? Shoot. Isn't this just how God is? He's like seeing us. He's like, man, he's like, this is not what I had envisioned. This is not what I had in store for y'all. Why are you acting like? But he's seen this throughout history. He's seen this throughout mankind, right? He's seen it. He's cried. He's wept. He's, done what he had to do. But it's time that we need to wake up, bro. This is powerful. I hope that it spoke to you in a positive way, in a powerful way. I appreciate y'all, and I appreciate everything. Y'all stay woke. Y'all stay woke. Y'all, I appreciate if y'all subscribe to the channel. I really do. Share it with one another. Y'all stay good. Y'all stay blessed. Till next time, y'all stay sweet.